Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching, and your host on this series. This is the place where you ask a question, and I give my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Please know that I am not a therapist, and I will never tell you what you must do. Each week on Fridays, a new video is released with me answering 2 questions from the viewers. In addition to the 2 questions, I talk about various other life renewal topics. Let's get started with the questions for this week. Our first question comes from Tess, who is in Phoenix, Arizona. Tess writes, I've been laid off from work and would like advice on managing the stress and uncertainty of a career change. Thank you, Tess, for asking that question. That's a very good question. And when we are dealing with stress and uncertainty, it's always a good idea to go back to the basics. And in this case, we go back to our friends and our support system, because they are there for us usually. Well, if they're a friend, they're there for you. They will be there to listen to you, to cheer you up, to keep you going, because that is something that you really need to have when you're dealing with uncertainty and stress from being uncertain. The other thing that you want to do, in addition to falling back on your friends, is look at your skills and the positives. Look at what you bring to the table to any job or anything that you're doing. I'm sure you have a lot of skills and you've had some success. So think about the successes you've had. Think about your skill sets. Think about the positives. When you're thinking about the uncertainty, look at how realistic the uncertainty actually is. Look at what's going on in the job market, where you fit in the job market. Look at the people that you know in the field of work that you're in. I'm sure you have a lot going for you, and that's what you want to focus on. You also want to practice self-care. With self-care, this means taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally. Emotionally and mentally, you will, of course, look at your friends for support there. But in addition to your friends, make sure that you're around people who are upbeat and positive versus people who look at the negative all the time. Look at going to events that can help bring your energy up. When you're dealing with stress, that is an energy, and stress can lead to more stress, and that's not something that you want. So you want to make sure that you're doing things to bring that energy into the positive. As I said, be around people who are positive, do things that are positive. Think about the skills that you have, what you bring to the table. Maybe you want to get more education or more skills. There are plenty of things that you can do to help manage that stress. And let me know how you're doing out here. Just put a comment in the comment section or email me. All right, our topic is how desire works. And I decided to talk about desire partially because of the question that came before that Tess asked, but also a lot of people are unaware of how desire actually works. We want things, but we don't know how to actually receive what it is we want. The law of attraction comes into place. When you have a desire for money or things or whatever it is you have a desire for, you have to put yourself in a position of actually changing the energy, because the universe does not see a negative, which means if it's something that you don't want and you focus your attention on what you don't want, that's what you get more of. You have to actually focus your attention on what it is you do want and you have to put yourself around people who already have what it is you want. The energy of what it is you want has to be really focused. For example, if you want a new job, you have to actually, number one, visualize yourself in that job, and your attention has to be on it, because it's true, where a mind goes, that's what manifests. And I've seen it time and time again with other people, and of course with myself. I still remember being in Southern California, driving with a couple of friends. I was the one who was driving, coming back from the desert, from Borrego Springs, headed north up to Ojai, and I didn't want to go through LA. The reason I didn't want to go through LA is because of the traffic, and because I wasn't familiar with all of the different lanes of travel, and I just didn't want to deal with it. I had anxiety about it and just didn't want to have anything to do with it. So I had said to my cohort, who was sitting next to me, I'm not going through LA. I have set my GPS to get me through to Ventura in that area by the back roads. And I was just adamant I wasn't going through LA. Well, I'm sitting there driving along. Everything is fine. I'm in heavy traffic, which of course didn't want to be in heavy traffic, but I hadn't really thought about the fact that I'm not on the back roads anymore. So my friend started laughing, and she said, "Oh, look at that sign up ahead." I said, "What? What sign?" And she said, "Look at that sign. It says, 'Welcome to downtown LA.'" Well, what I had manifested was going through LA, which is exactly what I didn't want. I should have known better than to focus on what I didn't want. I know better, actually, but I didn't. I did okay, of course, and got through the traffic and didn't have the anxiety as I thought I was going to have. But it was a lesson on how desire actually works. It was another lesson for me. And I'm giving it to you so that hopefully you don't make my mistake. When you want something, you need to focus on what you want versus what you don't want. Now, you do need to know what you don't want. You need to be clear on that. And you also have to know what you do want, and just put your attention on what you do want. Whenever you find yourself thinking about what you don't want, do not put any energy in it. Just put all of your energy in what you do want. That is how desire works, because everything that we desire, it just hasn't materialized in the physical form in our life, but it is in existence. It's just not in our life. What we want to do is have it materialize for us and keep it up. Just keep that desire there, and you'll get what it is you desire. All right. Let's move on to the next question for today, which comes from Shayla, who is in Birmingham, Alabama. Shayla writes, "I have a lot of anxiety about believing that I can be successful. How can I overcome my self-doubt and build confidence in my abilities?" Thank you, Shayla, and thank you for asking that question. This question is actually similar to the question that came before, so there will be a similar response. When we are concerned about being successful, first of all, we have to look at what abilities we have. I mean, what is it that you want to be successful in? What are the skills that you have already? Do you need to acquire more skills? Do you need to do an internship in an area that is your focus, where you want to be successful? Sometimes doing internships really increases your chances of being successful. Are you around people who are doing the things that you want to do? Whether it's work, whether it's being a good parent, whatever it is that you want to be successful in, you really do need to be around people who are already successful. Sometimes it's a good idea to have a mentor also in the area that you want to be successful in, somebody who's already walked that path and who can mentor you into being successful. You want to practice self-care, just as I recommended for Tess to do. Self-care is going to help anxiety to be less. It's going to help you be more calm because you have to put energy in what it is you want. Make sure that you are putting energy in what you want, which is success, versus in the potentiality of not being successful, because you want to bring success to you. The other thing is look at, what does success look like? What is that for you? Be clear on what success is. And as I said, look for mentors, look for internships. If it's career related, look to people who are already successful. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with friends who are positive and who will support you. You want to practice self-care. If you need to get more skills, get those skills and focus on being successful in whatever endeavor it is that you want to achieve, because it will actually happen. So that is it for the questions for this week. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who has supported these videos. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That really does help with the algorithms. It is the algorithms that determine who sees these videos, and I'd really like to have them be spread far and wide to help others on their life journey. Be sure to send your questions to padmacoach@icloud.com. If you want to learn more about me and who I am, check out my website, padmalifecoaching.com, which will be in the comment section below, or check out my book, And the Lotus Opened, a Memoir. So I hope that you have enjoyed the videos this week. Thank you once again for being here. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.